How's it going, everyone? I'm that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as PattyJack. Welcome to 10 Things About XCOM 2. As always, we are going to divide this up into the good and bad things I like about the game. There's going to be 5 of each to make it completely centered and even and all that for everyone. So let's get right on into the good things. Number 1, the gameplay. There is so much you can do in this game. It's one of the best turn-based tactical strategy game things I've ever played. Alright? Each level, there are so many different things you can do. Every soldier has different unique abilities. You can really move around the map in tons of different ways to complete each mission. You could kill all the enemies if you want to. You could try to sneak around and kind of covertly do your mission. Everything can go wrong. Everything's great. The enemies have really cool abilities. It's all fantastic. I would highly recommend this if you are a fan of turn-based strategy type games. Number 2, the enemy variety. Oh my god, the enemy variety. It is really good. I'm about 25 hours in the game, and I'm still encountering new enemies. I haven't even encountered the big stuff yet. The last enemy that I found was those weird slug things in the tank that have, like, the acid shooters and everything, and then you blow them up and they come back to life. It gets crazy. And I love that. There are so many different types of enemies that all do completely different things that you're constantly forced to change your strategy, or you run into things that you never thought you would have, and then you lose people because of it. But that's a really good thing. It keeps you really invested in everything you do in the game. It's fantastic. Number 3, the customization options. Now, the customization is there. It has been improved on. It's not to the level of The Sims or the old WWE games. That was really good customization, by the way. But it's there, and it's enough to really make you connect with the characters, and you can even make people that you know from your personal life, like your friends and family and everything, and then they all die in the first mission, and it kind of sucks, but then you laugh at it. And you can just make people however you want. I mean, I made John Cena. He's my second highest soldier right now. He runs around with giant fluorescent green armor, and with his sword slices everyone up. It's great. Customization options really go a long way to helping you invest in your characters, and that way when they die, you feel really crappy about it. You're like, no, I spent all this time, you're my best friend from grade school, and you just got eaten by an alien. It's great. Number 4, the level design and environmental effects. So this is being improved on again from the first game. There's a bit of a theme there. So much stuff is being improved on, and the environmental effects in this game are on the level of other games like Bad Company 2, where if it's there, chances are you can blow it up. So I was playing last night and I had to go rescue a hostage. Now I knew there were still more aliens on the map. I haven't found them yet. And I knew if I went around a building, I'd probably run into them, but that's where I had to go to get my hostage. So I decided, well, there's a wall right there, and I have a rocket. So I'm going to blow up the wall and go get the hostage, and then just go around the map and avoid those enemies completely. And I did. It was fantastic. If it's there, you can blow it up. On my first mission, I had one of my characters like up against a car, and then it blew up and he died instantly. And at the time I was like, no, that sucks, that's terrible, but the environmental effects just add that little bit of extra strategy into the game. Number 5, the mods. Oh man, the mods. Mods. They're great. So this game has had mod support since before day 1, actually. Before the game was out, there was like 6 or 7 mods already that you could get. That's crazy. Single-player games need to have mods more often. I'm actually more likely to buy a single-player game if I know there's mod support, because chances are someone's going to make something crazy that extends the amount of time I'm going to play your game. It's great. There's already some really cool mods coming out, things that edit game mechanics, that add new classes and new weapons into the game. I'm so excited to see where this game goes because of the inclusion of mods from the start. I think that's going to really, really extend the shelf life of this game. Alright, those are 5 good things. Now let's move on to 5 bad things. Number 1, the glitches. Unfortunately, there's a lot of glitches. I've taken out floors from underneath enemies and they just float there and don't do anything. I've had enemies shoot me through walls that they shouldn't have been able to shoot through, even though you can shoot through a lot of walls, but there's giant steel walls, ain't shooting through that, but it happens. There's just really weird things that go on, things like people getting stuck when they're moving, or the camera angle's not working properly. I get like a weird black screen every now and then, it's kind of weird, and the glitches are there, but thankfully they don't really hinder the experience as much as they did in the first game. The first game had a lot of things like wall hacking, like shooting through random walls from across the map. There's way less of that, mostly because they included it now so you can shoot through a lot of the walls, but it's still a lot better than it was, but unfortunately those glitches are still there. Number 2, poor PC optimization. It's kind of unfortunate. Now, my computer is nowhere high-end. It's like middle of the road, it's getting a bit older now and everything, but it still runs things pretty well. And unfortunately, this game and its loading times and everything takes way too long for me. And really, that could be solved with a couple updates, a couple drivers might come out, some patches, that would be great. But as it stands, I've been waiting upwards of 2 to 3 minutes for a map to load, and really, it shouldn't take that long because it's not like you're loading a giant map, you're loading one small section of game at a time, and even just getting back to the main screen takes a while, which I'm not super into. The frame rate is also not completely stable. It runs okay once you're actually in the game, but I would say that that needs a bit more optimization, but that won't hinder your gameplay that much, being as it is a turn-based game, so you don't really need the super high FPS, but I would very much like to see it. Number 3, the UI and menus can get a bit clunky sometimes, especially when you're in your main ship hangar screen. Getting from your map into the armory and everything, they have these like animations that go through it, but really it just kind of makes it that much longer to go and do everything. I would love to be able to just click exactly where I want to go and instantly be teleported there. Just those animations can really just kind of take way too long, especially when you're on like the map and then your research is done, so then you have to go down to the research lab, plays the animation, choose everything there, then leave the research lab, get back into your map. It takes a while sometimes, and honestly, it just feels a little bit clunky. Number 4, now this is a subjective one, depending on the type of person you are and how much experience you have with the XCOM franchise, especially the new games. The tutorial doesn't exactly tell you everything you need to know. There are a lot of useful things that I didn't figure out till later on, like the ability to switch between soldiers during my turn. I thought I had to do it all within the sequence that it gives me, but that may also just be me being terrible at video games. The game could use a little bit more on the tutorial end so I know exactly what I'm doing at all times, but again, that might be subjective. Number 5, the game relies a lot on RNG, and I've heard some conflicting opinions on this. I'm just gonna say that I think RNG is a factor in this game. There's a lot of times when I've had 80% hit chances on an enemy from all my soldiers, and they all miss, and because of that I lose a soldier. It just seems like a little bit much, but I wouldn't say that it ruins the game. In fact, it's far from that. It adds a little bit of flavor to the game, so you're not guaranteed to always do everything completely perfectly. But sometimes it can get very irritating when all your soldiers miss one guy, and then he kills someone that he really shouldn't have been able to kill. I don't know, it just feels like it could have been managed a little bit better. But again, that's subjective. Some people do like the random mechanics in the game, and some people think that no, you should just strategize everything perfectly. Well, unfortunately, I'm not perfect, and my soldiers know that now. Of course, most of them are dead. So those are 10 things about XCOM 2. Let me know what you think in the comments. List the things that you liked and the things you didn't like. Anything that I missed, feel free to include it. My final thoughts on the game: it actually might be one of my favorite games in the past 10 years, and might even break my top 10 favorite games list. What is that list? I don't know. I'll probably make a video for you at some point in the future about it. But, you know, time management and things. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. I am PattyJack, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.